Riding in the city. Look at that little water I had. Here we go. Boom fucking clouds in there. Alright, alright. Hey. What's good? What's good? It's been a minute, okay? It's been a minute. I ain't even gonna cap. Not of me uploading, but me uploading like this. Me making like kind of a lengthy video type shit, explaining some shit about life, about the stars type shit. But yeah, what have I gathered us up here today for? Right? What are we all doing here? So, if you didn't already, it's it's the 19th. It's finna be the 20th in like a couple minutes. It's like 11:47. So yeah, it's about to be the 19th. So today was like one of the last days. Tomorrow is the last day of Gemini motherfucking season. So I'm not gonna make another video on Gemini because I have a video up. Even though I could explain a little bit more about it. There's always more to say. You feel me? But like, yeah, like I already did that topic. So like, let's move on to some bigger, better things. So when we come back, like I have a bigger and better way of explaining that shit. You feel me? But yeah, I just want to talk about the planet Mercury. I want to talk about the planet Mercury using the filtering systems of astronomy and astrology. Now, astronomy and astrology are basically two of the same things. They're like two halves of the same coin, essentially. It's just that one is more predicated to the external things or more masculine type things, and not masculine and feminine as in like male and female. We want some whole different shit. And then one is more like taking an internal perspective or taking a more feminine aspect with the planets and the stars and shit like that. So yeah, fucking Mercury. Mercury is the for one, it's the smallest planet in the solar system, and it is also the closest to the sun. That's astronomy. It's also the fastest moving planet. It moves around the sun. Like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long it takes. I think it takes just like about a year, just like fucking Earth. But I'm not too sure. But yeah. I think it takes around the same time as Earth to circle around the sun. But yeah, it's the fastest. It's the fastest moving planet. It's the closest. It's the closest to the sun. It's the smallest planet, and it is. I'm pretty sure it's the youngest planet. Now that's all. That's all astronomy right there. Just basically what you can see from it. How if you were to actually observe it, what you could actually see and observe from that planet, right? Astrology. In astrology, Mercury would be the youngest child. The youngest child. Or Yeah, yeah, the youngest child, or yeah, the little baby, little baby. Um,
Yes, you.
so what's up to this nigga Misha?
That chain coming in, boy.
Yeah,
Is it later?
but yeah. Oh, where are we at? No, fucking But yeah, Mercury in astrology. When it would be the youngest born. In astrology, um, the sun, Mercury is ruled by by the signs or the constellations of Gemini and Virgo. Okay, Gemini would be like the daytime or the external portion, and motherfucking Virgo would be like the nighttime or the internal portion of motherfucking Mercury. But yeah, one thing with Mercury is that it's always very close to the sun. It's always like very close to the sun. So what that means is whatever sign that the sun is in, Mercury is gonna be motherfucking either the same sign, the sign before it, or the sign after it. Um, but yeah, basically the reason why it does that is basically the same shit I was explaining with astronomy. Mercury is the youngest planet. Like think of like a child, or the way that a child is. A child has to constantly have to be around their parents, um, especially like especially if they're like really active, like they really like to go, like they're type of wander off in the store to some shit. Yeah, they constantly have to be like next to the parent. So if Mercury would be like the youngest child, the sun and the moon the sun would be the father, the moon would be the mother. um Yeah, all of that is astrology. Astrology. Just the portion that is harder to see, but it's still there. Motherfucking yeah. So yeah, the reason why people like say that Mercury is like the fastest moving planet, and also the the reason why it has to stay very close to the sun is it's all the same shit. Astronomy and astrology. In astrology or in astronomy, it would just be Mercury is a very new planet. Mercury is very new to this solar system. So yeah, of course it's gonna be very small. Of course it's gonna be very close to the sun. All that shit. And then astrology, Mercury just a little baby. Mercury just a little baby. Mercury just be running around the house, like bouncing up on the walls and shit, like all types of shit, all types of shit. We run around the store. We trying to go straight to the toilet aisle. Trying to go straight to the toilet aisle. But yeah, a little bit more about the astrology portion in astronomy. So yeah, basically the reason for this video is like so you can just see what Mercury is and how you can use that shit in your motherfucking life, and how you can you already got access to it. You already using it right now. In astrology, Mercury would just be it just basically means the way you think and the way you communicate. So the way you think and the way you analyze your thoughts to actually, the way you analyze and build on your thoughts to actually speak that out externally. It's that whole process right there. So, motherfucking Mercury just basically has everything to do with like how one may think and how one may communicate to itself and others. Mercury has everything to do with communication and your communication style. So, it being home and motherfucking Gemini and motherfucking it being home in Gemini and Virgo. Basically, what you see there from this is just Gemini would just be the actual way that you speak and communicate, like the actual way you speak and communicate, and the way you speak to another person, and the way you may actually like learn things, like the way you learn things externally. And Mercury does have it also has a lot to do with like early like childhood learning, like so like when you was in school at a very young age, that's very much Mercury in like Mercury energy right there. Like it's just you're learning by um basically yeah you're learning by basically like reading instructions. So yeah, reading and writing also has a lot to do with the way you communicate and the way you talk. So automatically it goes in that Mercury field. Like you starting to see how Mercury it deals with everything of communication and the way one actually communicates with others, not just with words. It can also be like your body language and how you actually presented yourself to people. It's also Mercury is also your body language, but that would be more of the Virgo side instead of Gemini. But yeah, Virgo would be the actual process of you analyzing and rationalizing like what's going on outside of you so you can actually keyword build on what you're actually going to present to the external. So Virgo has a lot to do with like just making something as good as it can possibly be before actually presenting that to the surface. So Virgo has a lot to do with work. For some people, it could actually be a challenge trying to actually like come out and like speak to people. Like some people may they probably speak better like on the inside. They can speak like very fluently on the inside, but when they actually come out to actually express what they're actually thinking, it's like all over the place. That's like Virgo or the sixth house, or Gemini is the third house. I also forgot to put that in there, the houses as well. But yeah, like the sixth house just working on something so it could be like the best it could possibly be, or perfection, or how one may see perfection, type of thing. So Virgo's like it's gonna play out in Gemini's as motherfucking. They can be very good with the mouthpiece. They can be very good with like talking and like actually like communication and listening to what people got going on, and actually getting information in that sort of way by actually asking questions and actually like going out the way to see what's going on, as opposed to just hearing some from the grapevine, or just like trying to learn like hands on. Gemini is probably not afraid to all air signs actually not afraid to fucking I know my ass like I got fucking a little bit of Aquarius in my chart or whatnot. I'm not afraid to ask like some if I do not understand some shit I will ask some questions. I do not give a fuck if I look fucking stupid or whatnot, motherfucking. If I need to know some shit, especially if it comes to like some work or some shit, like I'm trying to like do something, like I'm not afraid to I'm not afraid to ask questions. Like sometimes I might not like to ask for help. That's Scorpio. But some like if I don't know something and I know I can know that, okay, I'm not afraid to ask questions real quick. But motherfucking yeah, you can see Mercury played out through Gemini as they're just very good. They could be either very good with the mouthpiece or they're like they can be very analytical or very like some may even say intelligence because Mercury does because it's thinking and the way you communicate, it does deal with how intelligent one may be, right? So Geminis can come across as very like lighthearted or like very you just say they sometimes motherfuckers be talking too much. Sometimes the motherfuckers they know how to talk though. That's the thing. They know how to talk and they know how to they like it's just natural for them to actually use that ability, right? So you gonna see a lot of Geminis that they probably either one they know how to talk or they're gonna talk a lot type of shit, or they know how to listen to what you're saying and like build something in their head about that and probably be able to guess right about what's going on with you just by the way you motherfucking speak and communicate because Gemini mutable air being mutable being changeable and adaptable to its own and others ways of how to air think and communicate. That's why Gemini or Mercury loves the motherfucking air planet. That's probably why I'm sitting here talking a little bit more about motherfucking Gemini than fucking Virgo. Virgo, you can see it played out through them in as in they're always they can be always working on something. They can be always thinking to oneself or actually like making plans for things or just like trying their best to be as organized especially if they like a high vibing motherfucking Virgo. They're gonna be trying their best to maintain what the fuck they got going on so that they can keep doing whatever the fuck they be doing externally. Motherfucking all the earth signs like they motherfucking they like to have results and you're not just gonna have results by like sitting on your ass. All earth signs know that shit. All earth signs know that shit. Fucking especially with Virgo, they like to put a lot of them may like to put to work their ideas and the things that they may have in their head. You may catch a lot of Virgos that they might got a job with the fucking the sixth house because Mercury just how it's ruled in motherfucking Virgo and Gemini. Gemini and Virgo are also ruled in the motherfucking third and the sixth house. Now the third and sixth house are two different things on their motherfucking own that make Virgo and Gemini and all the signs actually what the fuck they motherfucking are. So yeah. Once you know the houses and what they do, you kind of know what the fuck the planets are kind of about. So, the sixth house, routine, scheduling, patterns, motherfucking. Oh, I ain't hit this shit. Huh? You could have said something. while you're doing your thing. Woo. So yeah, the sixth house. The sixth house is everything of scheduling, routines, patterns, and work, like things you're actually working towards, or it could just play out in a motherfucking a whole job in general. Like if you have a job right now, you get up and go to your job every day. That's the sixth house right there. You gotta get up and be on your routine and scheduling and be on this pattern of what the fuck you be doing every day to earn something. That's what Virgo is all about. They motherfucking they want to, or that's just their natural archetype, is to work on something so that it can become good enough to actually present out into the world so that they can receive whatever the fuck they receive for that, whether that be attention, whether that be money, whether that be fucking a person. Like a Virgo know how to work hard. All the earth signs, they know how to work hard for some shit, or they know how to stay down for some shit, or they know how to keep going or keep it up type shit. Like the earth signs are like the most or some of the most consistent signs. I feel like yeah, it's just what, because like the earth is like everything of like practicality, everything of stability, everything of structure, foundation. Actually, Earth deal with like basically everything that you can see on in the external world. So anything that's, yeah, basically anything that you could see, touch, taste, feel, and hear. That's Earth right there. So Earth has everything to do with safety, security, support, structure, foundation, um, fucking yeah, practicality, and how you make sense out of what the fuck is what's going on around you. Like what's makes, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Essentially, like motherfucking So you gonna catch a lot of earth signs be about their motherfucking paper. A lot of earth signs be about their motherfucking paper, man. And it ain't a bad thing though. It just depends on the person. You feel me? Like motherfucking yeah. Um yeah, it just depends on like how you go about things. But yeah. So Mercury. Basically, motherfucking Gemini would be like, or the daytime of Mercury would be like, what the like, how you actually speak, like what the fuck I'm doing right now. This would be the third house. This would be the third house right now. Like I'm just sitting here talking to a motherfucking camera. The sixth house is just like before that shit is all said and done. How did you come up with that? That shit right there. So it's basically how you think to yourself. Um, and the shit that you're basically trying to work towards and bring into motherfucking existence. Fucking medical astrology. We just talked about this today, or I heard somebody just talking about this shit today. Um, the third house or Gemini would be like everything that's dualistic in your body, or everything that's double, or everything that has two. So your arms is the main representation of the third house. You do a lot with your arms. If you motherfuckers, if they can't actually speak, like they throw chakras, but they was born with that shit just blocked off or some shit like that. You feel me? Or they like motherfuckers just born deaf. If that's the right word, I might not be using that right. Am I using that right?
What?
Like deaf, a person who can't talk.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Um, yeah. They communicate with their hands in like
Or no.
sign language. No,
Someone who can't speak or who can't hear.
that's someone who can't hear. Oh yeah, they be using sign language
Most
too.
people who are deaf, they can't speak either.
Yeah, they be speaking sign language too. Like motherfuckers, like yeah. If you like, that's still the like communicating. If you do sign language and shit and fucking all that type shit. Body language. Body language is a key, is another key for fucking Mercury as well. Body language would be a little bit more Virgo than fucking Gemini though. Just more dealing with your body instead of like your voice box. But yeah, the sixth house will be things like your intestines, like I'm pretty sure like your lower intestines, some shit like that. Like the shit that's up under your stomach, it's still there. Like, it deals with it. Yeah, the sixth house has everything to do with like your nervous systems, your nerves, your veins, arteries, fucking yeah. It might. I think it has something to do with the lower intestine too, but I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% on that, but it does have something to do with the lower intestine, like for sure. I don't know about the small intestine, but lower intestine for sure. So your veins, arteries, lower intestine, and it also has a lot to do with your bowel movements. But when it actually happens, that's the eighth house, right? But yeah, motherfucking, and everything that like puts your body under a routine and motherfucking patterns, or like maybe your sleep schedule or some shit. Like what do you do like after you fucking wake up? You get up and fucking brush your teeth, or it just be hard for you to fucking get up every morning, or most mornings type shit. I mean, it'd be like that with a lot of people though. But yeah, like the daytime, the daytime of Mercury will be shit like your lungs, your arms, your kidneys, just everything that you have two of. Everything that you have two of will be like Gemini or the third house. Fucking, and Virgo is like everything that makes your body work, because that's where Virgo is. Like shit that works. So Taurus is like if shit ain't broke, we ain't gotta fix it. Virgo is like if it's not broke, even if it's like working at its best, like is there any way we can improve this? Is there any way we can work on this? Is there any way we can make this better? And the Capricorn will be like the actual like results, or the actual like what something look like. So like a good example would be like a fucking big ass tower or some shit, big ass some that a whole bunch of people had to come through. We built that shit. Like yeah, fucking. But yeah, Mercury. Mercury just deals with everything that helps you to communicate and just really make sense out of this external world around you is very important because it's like the child. You gotta feed the child good things. You gotta the kid can't be up watching scary movies all the time, cause then you're probably gonna be a scary person later on. So I don't fucking know. Or you can't just be feeding your kid the wrong shit. You can't just be letting your kid watch the wrong shit. Like you always gotta watch. You always gotta protect your kid. You always gotta protect your mind. That's what Mercury is talking about. But yeah, that's that's it for now. I'm pretty high. Damn, I wish you could zoom in. Oh God. Peace. Is that peace? Okay. Still.